Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Davies. I'm your host tonight for the 54th annual Robbie Burns Dinner Drive-Through Edition. As you can imagine, like everything else that we've been doing this past year, is doing things differently. We've come to do a lot more takeout. We've done a lot more drive-throughs this past year, and we wanted to make sure that we kept with tradition and we kept going with the Robbie Burns Dinner. In fact, here we are doing a drive-through edition of the Robbie Burns Dinner, which many of you have come to enjoy over the past many years. Of course, they are usually at the Legion or they're at the Immaculata Hall. They've been at the curling rink. An opportunity to come down, be with friends, dance, have a great meal, listen to poetry, listen to music. But of course, that's going to be a little bit different this year. But we are very thankful to MooseFM that we're able to still provide some entertainment, an opportunity to listen, not only if you're not eating tonight at the drive-through, but even if you're just listening out there and wondering, what is going on tonight on the radio? You're going to learn a little bit about Robbie Burns as well as listen to some music and some poetry. So I certainly hope that you do enjoy this evening. I certainly want to thank our sponsors that we have. We got a number of sponsors, EpScan Industries, MNP. We've got our media sponsors, of course, MooseFM, The Bear, Sun FM, and the Alaska Highway News, and want to thank all of them for making this possible. Of course, all the funds raised tonight are going to be going to the Shriners Children's Hospital. So thanks again for not only having a great meal to celebrate one of the most famous Scottish people, Robbie Burns, but you are also supporting a great cause as well, and thank you. So with that being said, we're going to move into the program. I sure hope that you enjoy the next hour. Again, whether you're sitting in your car enjoying your meal or sitting at home watching this, again, enjoy the program, and we'll get on with it.
More than 250 years ago, Robert Burns, or Robbie, was born in Alloway in the west of Scotland. Although his father was a poor farmer, Robbie had a good education. He worked on his father's farm, and when he was 15, began to write songs to impress girls.
Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June.
When Robbie was 25, his father died. Robbie took over the farm with his brother. He kept on writing songs for girls and poems inspired by his farming life.
Wee, sleekit, cowrin, timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in thy breastie.
Robbie wasn't a successful farmer. He was about to move abroad when his first book of poems was published. It was a massive hit with well-off readers in Edinburgh. After spending time in the city, Robbie returned to the West and married. The money he earned from his book ran out, and friends helped him to get a job as a customs officer. This allowed him to continue writing. Many of his new poems were influenced by the ideas of the French Revolution, and he wrote about how the rich and poor should be equal.
The rank is but the guinea's stamp. The man's the gowd for all that.
Robbie died at the early age of 37. Large crowds attended his funeral in Dumfries. His poetry became famous all over the world. On his birthday every year, people gather to celebrate and hear some of his best-known words, such as Address to a Haggis.
Fair fa, your honest, sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race.
And when midnight strikes on the 31st of December, people all over the world sing his famous Auld Lang Syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for the sake of Auld Lang Syne? Auld Lang Syne.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of history on Robbie Burns. Of course, that's looking at the national history of Robbie Burns and who he was as a man. And, one of the reasons why I like celebrating him, as a former school teacher myself and knowing the importance of reading, he was a person that wanted to pass on those literacy skills to other people in Scotland. And again, we're talking 250 years ago. when he was doing this. So he did a lot of great work around literacy. But why do we do this in Fort St. John? I know a lot of people ask this. And it goes back 54 years ago when there was two organizations in Fort St. John. One, of course, was the Masonic Lodge. The other was the Knights of Columbus. And I guess there was a rivalry between the two organizations that got a little bit out of hand. And a judge of the day imposed that these two organizations work together instead of against each other, work together on a project. And that was the birth of the Fort St. John Robbie Burns Dinner. And fast forward, here we are today, still celebrating the Robbie Burns Dinner in Fort St. John. It's seen some changes, of course, over the years. It was many years I attended at the old Immaculata Hall. It's been at the curling rink, the Legion. It's been at the new Immaculata Hall. And of course, now here we are on radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever, in a completely different world right now. And the one other change is, of course, it is now the Masons and the Shriners that are doing the Robbie Burns Dinner. And again, it's going back to, I think if you look at many people that live here in the North Peace, we can probably trace a lot of our lineage back to Scottish roots. And I think that's what brings people out to enjoy this, as well as it's January. What else is there to do but eat haggis, get out, enjoy some fun with other people, and dance the night away. But not this year. Stay tuned, though. Our 55th is coming up. So we're going to be playing a quick tune here. This is Old Town Road, played on the bagpipes. I hope you enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tune. Certainly, I know my son quite enjoys that song, but I haven't played it for him on the bagpipe, so I'll have to see if he enjoys it as much. Robbie Burns evenings, if you've attended one, you would know that there's lots of pomp and ceremony. There's poetry, there's toasts, lots around the haggis. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the haggis if you haven't eaten it, or maybe tonight's your first time that you're eating haggis. Again, enjoying our drive-through meal. And we're going to be hearing from the haggis maker here in a little bit. But haggis was a meal that poor people got to eat. And rest assured, haggis today, certainly the one that you're eating, is not like the one that was made 200 years ago. But it was pretty much kind of the leftovers. It's what everybody else didn't want, kind of went into this mash and added some oats and everything else, and then it was put into a sheep's stomach and steamed and served. Delicious. But be thankful, none of that's it. It's now prepared properly with all the great ingredients and spices and a lot of time taken care by a real butcher who puts it together. But one of the things that happens every year is the piping in of the haggis and the address to the haggis. And we got a short little video clip here. We got our good friend who's all the way from Grand Prairie. He's actually come up here many times over the years, John Haggerty, and he is going to be piping in the haggis with the help of his family, and he's going to be giving us the address to the haggis. So I hope you enjoy this. Try and follow along. We'll post actually the words to this online a little bit later. Try and follow along as he does his address to the haggis. Please enjoy.
Your honest sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, abune them I attack your place, pinch, tripe, or therm. Well worthy are ye o' a grace, as long's my am. The groaning trencher there ye fill, your hardies like yon distant hill, your pen would help to mend a mill in time o' need. While through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour dich, cutting ye up with ready a slicht, trenching your gushing entrails bricht like ony ditch. And then, what a glorious sicht, warm, reeking, rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, deal take the hindmost, as on they drive till, their well-swelled kites belive are bent like drums. And then all guidemen is late to arrive, be thank it hums. Now, is there that o'er his French ragout, or olio that would stall a sou, or fricassee would make her spew with perfect scunner, would look with sneer and scornful view on such a dunner? Poor Dill, see him o'er his trash, as feckless as the withered rash, his spindle shank a guid whiplash, his neve a nit, through flood or bloody field to dash. Oh, how unfit! But mark the rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth resounds his tread, clapping his wally neve a blade, he'll mock it whistle, and arms and legs and heads he'll sned like tops of thistle. Now, ye powers that make mankind your care, and dish her out her bill of fare, Scotland wants nae stinking ware that jopes in luggies. But if ye wish her grateful prayer, gie her a haggis. To the haggis.
Lords and ladies, lads and lassies, welcome to the 54th annual Robbie Burns event in Fort St. John. As with most things this year, this is a virtual event. And I want to give a huge shout out to the Fort St. John Masonic Lodge, not only for adapting to this adversity and creating an online program and the opportunity for the fabulous haggis meal to be picked up, but for carrying on with this community tradition. For those of you who are enjoying the program and the meal, keep warm, stay safe, look after each other, and we'll see you next year.
All right, well, here we are talking to someone all the way over in Scotland, Katie Cross, who we're going to be hearing a song from Katie Cross here very shortly. So, Katie, where are you calling in from today?
I'm calling in from Bishopbriggs in Glasgow. So it's currently 9 o'clock at night. I'm not entirely sure what time it is over there, but I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Great. Well, like you say, in this world, we're here in Fort St. John, a little northern British Columbia town. We're doing our 54th annual Robbie Burns dinner. And we decided, of course, we wanted to keep with the tradition, and we're doing a drive-through version. And many thanks to MooseFM, local radio station. They're going to be providing this content to people who are going to be listening to you here. And we're going to be playing a song, one of your songs. And I didn't know that country was actually really getting quite big in Scotland. So country music and stuff. So it was, I once I started down the YouTube rabbit hole there, I was hours later listening to all these different bands. Fantastic stuff. And we're going to be playing one of your songs, Show Your Hand. Tell us just a quick bit about that song.
So Show Your Hand is off of my 4th album. I've released 4 albums. It's the newest one. It came out on the 22nd of February, just before the coronavirus erupted around the world and the mad pandemic happened. So we're still kind of thinking that it's new this year as well. We're just going to relaunch it as soon as we get out of this madness and start again. But yeah, it's just about having some demons and trying to fight them and not let them drag you back into the darkness.
Great. Well, and what a great song, with everything that's going on. It's quite timely, and we'll help you with that relaunch as we're playing it here today. So I'm sure our listeners as well as our viewers are going to enjoy the song. So, hey, Katie, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking time out of your evening today and to join us all the way over here in Fort St. John.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks very much, Katie.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye now.
Show your hand, show your hand. Hear them call, show your hand. Show your hand, show your hand. Hear them call, show your hand. Show your hand.
Though I'm Bob Zimmer, Member of Parliament for Prince George's Peace River, Northern Rockies, bringing greetings today to all those attending the 54th Annual Robbie Burns Dinner, hosted by Dan Davies and the local Shriners. Kudos to you all for continuing on this great tradition in our community. A toast to all of those on this important of days, Robbie Burns 2021. May your days be bright. Cheers.
Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed. I know we heard from our mayor, as well as we heard from our member of parliament. Thank you both for taking the time out of your day to bring those greetings and welcome on behalf of yourselves and your communities and region that you represent. As well as we heard from two great bands, Katie Cross and Raintown, two Scottish country bands. Now, this is something I did not even know existed, but apparently country is making a big upswing in Scotland, and both great bands, and both are planning tours here in Canada next year, so something to keep out for both of these bands. As well, I also want to bring greetings on behalf of myself and the province as your MLA, and thank the organizers, thank everybody for participating, purchasing a meal tonight, keeping this 54-year tradition going here in the Peace region, and it's really important, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting us. I mentioned earlier, Robbie Burns is a lot about pomp and ceremony, and there are lots of toasts, there's poetry. We're not doing all the toasts this evening, just because of some of the constraints, but we are going to be doing a couple toasts, and the next toast that you're going to hear is a toast to the lassies, and then we're going to be hearing a reply. So I hope you enjoy both of these, and we will talk to you here shortly. Well, here we are. The great opportunities of using electronics and Zoom nowadays is we have the opportunity to bring in special guests like this, and I'm happy to be joined by Paul and Claire and their daughter Elba Rose with the band Raintown, all the way from Scotland. Where are you guys at today?
Dan, we are currently in a very rainy Glasgow in our house, and thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Well, like I say, it's crazy that we're here in a small northern town in British Columbia on the western province of Canada, and we're doing a Robbie Burns dinner. It's our 54th annual Robbie Burns dinner.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, so there was lots of talk about not having it this year, of course, with COVID, but we decided that we're going to do a drive-through. And again, it's great. We have support of the local country radio station, MooseFM. And we're going to be playing a couple of your songs tonight. We're going to be playing Play It Loud and Writing on the Wall throughout. Tell us just a little bit about those couple songs.
Well, Play It Loud is actually the most recent of the two songs that you're playing. We released that probably 2 years ago now, and it was the kind of first one of the kind of first songs that we wrote after having our child. So that's really what the whole song represents, is about, when you had a baby and your family, and then you feel like you've not had, that time to go out, enjoy yourself for a while. So one of the nights we were just playing with our bass player in the band, and we didn't even have a guitar on us. We only had a bass. So we were sitting in rehearsal, and he just came up with a wee bass line for it, and we wrote the song just on bass that night, and we just really loved the whole representation of it, and it's one of those ones live. The energy that is just really so present live, and it's a great one. Nice. We really love to play for the fans. They go crazy for it.
Great, and I'm sure lots of the listeners and viewers can relate to the free time that we sacrifice when we have children. So
yeah, of course.
And the other song, Writing on the Wall. What? Just a brief on the background on that one.
That's perhaps a little bit more interesting. We were in Nashville performing at the CMA Fest, and we took a day off, and we went down to Memphis, and we were with one of our friends who was playing for us, and he right at the last minute decided he wanted to go to Sun Studios, and so we went for the trip. We went for the museum trip, and we were in the actual studio part, and they play a little clip of Elvis, Johnny Cash, and Carl Perkins. And when they played it, literally, it was a proper hairs in the back of your neck. And Claire, I think, turned to us and said, do you think when they were doing this, they realised the writing was on the wall?
Oh, and there you go.
And from leaving Memphis to Nashville, we more or less had the song written.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm sure our listeners and viewers are going to enjoy both these songs. Thank you both very much for joining us, and hope to catch you on a tour when you guys come to Canada here, maybe next year.
Well,
we'd love
to.
that.
We do love Canada, so we'd love to come back over and play again. And thank you so much, and good luck with your
Thank you.
Robbie Burns night.
Thanks very much. Cheers, all. Thank you.
Bye bye.
It's been too long since we went out, got all dressed up to paint the town, leave it all behind for a little while. I'll make some calls, we'll hit them bars, we'll dance on that till the early hours. Come home late, well the world can wait. Play that song all night long. Sing it out loud, bring out the band now, give me that sound, and play it loud. Give it a drum beat, side of the crowd, and play it loud. Old school new sounds, we don't care, dancing like there's no one there. Let's do it all, we'll have a ball. Lipstick selfies all for what? It's our time, just having fun. We'll do it right. Oh, tonight's the night. Play that song all night long. Sing it out loud, bring out the band now, give me that sound, and play it loud. Give it a drum beat, side of the crowd, and play it loud, 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 and play it loud, 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 loud. Play that song all night long. Sing it out loud, bring out the band now, give me that sound, and play it loud. Give it a drum beat, sound the crowd, and play it loud, 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 and play it loud, 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 and play it loud.
Lords, ladies, lads, and lassies, distinguished guests. Well, it falls upon me, your allocated lassie for the evening, to take up the challenge of replying to the toast to the lassies. And what a great toast it was. So I'd like to thank him very much for being so lovely about us lassies. It falls to me at this point to lower the tone and talk about our men. Not that I am in any way suggesting that those two things might go hand in hand. So, women might be accused of a lack of logic, but we're quite good at dealing with the unexpected. Occasionally, men flounder. For example, Burns' father-in-law, who, upon hearing his daughter was pregnant with Burns' illegitimate child, promptly fainted, and it was up to his wife to go and retrieve the cordial to revive him. I don't actually believe in this Mars and Venus stuff. You know, the thing like women can't read maps and men don't listen, although that may happen. I think women and men can be equally good at the same things. Multitasking, for example. Well, men can't multitask, so people say. Well, most can certainly multitask, especially if it's something that's important to them. For example, case in point is Robbie Burns' impressive record of 11 children by 5 women in 13 years. If it's important to them, they can get it done. Burns' wife Jean, however, for going to Burns' funeral and giving birth to his last child on that very same day, probably wins the multitasking prize in that family. So to the Scottish folk, for whom this ritual is familiar, and to everyone else who's still trying to figure out what's in the haggis, let me say, an unknown author once said, "A strong woman knows she has enough strength for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. For any shortcomings we may be aware of, your little foibles are usually why we love you so much." So lassies of the room, I invite you to stand and raise your glasses to the gentleman in the room, to whom we will ne'er be broken-hearted, but without whom we would never know love or be loved so kindly. To our lads.
Welcome everybody to Robbie Burns. This is a different year with a different way of doing things, but I'm here to propose a toast to the lassies. So when I was given this task, I checked on what I have to say. Now this is not the first time I've been given this toast to my surprise, but here are the rules. Why did we not know this to be true? First of all, the toast must be humorous. Secondly, gently ridiculing the few shortcomings of women. It says that it should raise some smiles from both men and women. Not too chauvinistic and cutting. Ends on a complimentary note. Now these are all the rules when you have to do a toast. So when I learned that Laurie was to provide the response to my toast, I quickly thought of how lucky a man I was. I used to travel with Laurie on trips to hot places and invent new drinks like the Funky Monkey. Email me for the recipe. I get to share an incredible journey with her and hopefully many more, including being taught about the importance of pedicures. Gentlemen, we are lucky, all of us. Without our ladies, we would not be able to do the following, and I'm sure Robbie Burns learned this with all the ladies that he had relationships with over the years. First of all, we learned that we must dress properly every day. We have to make decisions on our own. Occupy that 1% of the bathroom with our stuff. Did you know that the average lady has over 250 articles in a bathroom? Be under constant siege to have the garage cleaned out of our stuff. Pick the right TV channels, of course. Make sure we always follow the directions when putting something together. Are you listening, President of IKEA and Canadian Tire? Make sure that we are always following directions when driving, or we would never get there. Make constant P-stops on a long journey. Really? Put the furniture in the right place. We know how that all works. Follow the directions provided for putting things together. You gotta love that again, IKEA. However, look at the benefits. Our lassies look after us through thick and thin. They raise our children. They make sure that we have a social life, whether we want it or not. And we can surprise them with diamonds, clothes, and other goodies anytime we want. So, gentlemen, here's to our lassies. May they keep us well and happy. Cheers.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly sung in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my love, and the rocks melt away the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till a' the seas gang dry, till a' the seas gang dry, my dear, till a' the seas gang dry, and I will love thee still, my dear, till a' the seas gang dry.
And we're here with the man himself, Fraser Orr, the butcher extraordinaire who makes all of the haggis for Fort St. John. Hi, Fraser, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm really good. And just wanted to say hi to you and maybe just get you to say hi to the folks that are going to be attending our Robbie Burns Day.
Hi there. How are you?
And,
I hope you enjoy your haggis.
I know we will. How long have you been making haggis, Fraser?
35 years.
35 years.
Yep.
And did you learn it from your dad, or did you learn?
Yeah, my dad's dad.
Oh, your dad's dad. So this is 3 generations.
Yes, absolutely.
And this year you're making us haggis a different way. What are you making us for?
Well, I'm making a smaller haggis because there's no big Robert Burns days going on. So smaller haggis for smaller families. Yeah.
And that's great. And would you recommend haggis to all the people out there?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good for you.
It's good for you. It makes you strong.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Fraser, and we're really looking forward to your haggis here at Robbie Burns.
All right. Okay. Hope you all enjoy it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Winter, a Dirge, written by Robert Burns in 1781. The wintry west expands his blast, and hail and rain does blow, or the stormy north sends driving forth the blinding sleet and snow. While tumbling brown the burn comes down, and roars frae bank to brae, and bird and beast in covert rest, and past the heartless day. The sweeping blast, the sky overcast, the joyless winter day. Let others fear, to me, O dear, than all the pride of May. The tempest howl, it soothes my soul, my griefs it seems to join. The leafless trees my fancy please, their fate resembles mine. Thou power supreme, whose mighty scheme these woes of mine fulfill, here for my rest they must be best, because they are thy will. Then all I want, O thou, to grant this one request of mine, since to enjoy thou dost deny, assist me to resign.
Hi, I have the privilege of making tonight's toast to the immortal memory of Robbie Burns. Burns was born January 25th, 1759, in, you guessed it, Scotland. And he died July 21st, 1796, at the young age of 37 years from complications of dental surgery. Who is Robbie Burns? Well, he has been honored as the National Poet of Scotland. He wrote in the Scottish language, and he wrote about the everyday life of the regular people of Lowland Scotland. Burns Night, in effect a second national day, is celebrated on his birthday every year around the world, and is more widely observed in Scotland than the official national day of St. Andrews. What a fitting thing that tonight we honor Burns and celebrate Scottish heritage. He was a simple and not successful farmer, not a rich man, not a politician, not a warrior, not a noble, a simple man of the people, self-educated and with the same foibles, misadventures, bad luck, good luck, and love the rest of us experienced. I give you Robbie Burns, the plowman's poet, to his immortal memory.
The candles burn, show me things that I need to learn. A gypsy lady with a crystal bowl, show me the writing on the wall.
Pour the bottle and we'll drink that wine, talking riddles and your southern rhyme. Take my hand and reveal it all. Show me the writing on the wall. The writing's on the wall and no one can see. It's Lady Luck looking out for me. Tell me now, where's the cards for? Show me the writing on the wall. As the candle died, the questions burn. I look for answers in their final turn. Tell me something that I don't know. Show me the writing on the wall. The writing's on the wall and no one can see. It's Lady Luck looking out for me. Tell me now, where's the cards for? Show me the writing on the wall. Future
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there watching this on their device or listening to it here on MooseFM, this concludes the entertainment portion here. I'm hoping that you're enjoying your meal at home right now, whether it's not our Robbie Burns meal, just your meal, and you've learned a little bit tonight about Robbie Burns, and make sure that you keep an eye on our Facebook page, the Fort St. John Robbie Burns Dinner, which is actually Mason Shriners. Follow us on Facebook. Stay tuned for next year. We hope to be making a big splash for our 55th in-person meal, so you can come down and enjoy some of the stuff that we were talking about tonight in person. Again, I want to thank from the bottom of my heart MooseFM for allowing us to entertain you here for this past hour. It's been fantastic having a community radio station that has allowed us to do this. So thank you very much. Also want to thank our other sponsors that help us out, MNP, EPSCAN, as well as our other media sponsors, The Bear, Sun FM, and the Alaska Ivy News. And of course, you out there watching or listening to this for participating, bearing with us. I'm sure many of you who didn't know it was Robbie Burns are wondering, what am I listening to on radio? And, we hope that you've learned a little bit about Robbie Burns and some of how he has impacted our community over here on the other side of the world some 250 years later. So that being said, my name is Dan Davies. It's been a pleasure to be your host tonight. I thank you. I thank all the organizers. Thank everybody, the chef who's prepared the meal tonight. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you in person approximately a year from now. Robbie Burns Day, and I didn't mention this earlier, is actually on January 25th. So we look forward to seeing you next year around January 25th as well. Take care and have a great day.